back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here, watch this. Shut up. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
This is Mike Smith reporting for OccupyPortlandNews.com, and I am here with...
My name is Amadon Dellerba with the Spiritualution Movement, the spiritual revolution started by Gabriel Durancho. I'm an occupier and an activist.
Cool. Okay, let's start with the occupier then. What brought you to the National Gathering of Occupations?
Well, I came here today because I believe that my lifestyle that I've been living my entire life is occupying, that I've been occupying since day one, so to speak, because I live a lifestyle that's free of the 1%. I live on a sustainable eco-village and farm community where we grow our own food, produce much of our own energy. And so I felt that the Occupy movement is really a beautiful example of the new world to come. Community living where people's families are extended and more love and care and compassion is extended to everybody around them.
So people actually taking back the public commons and then living in it in cooperation.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what first inspired you to activism? What got you activated?
Well, to be honest, I grew up in a culture and with parents who immersed me with information and activism. So my whole reality as a child growing up was activism.
Wow.
And so I was blessed for that at a young age to teach these things, to be taught these things, and I remember being a young child and protesting a bridge that was going in that had a lot of environmental impact. So I started a lot with environmental impact and environmental activism. And I was basically surrounded by friends and family who were all activists, and so I just grew up with it. So it wasn't even like an awakening, it was just in my reality, in my genes and in my blood.
Thank you, man. Last thing, last but not least, and I've been asking everyone this, if you had anything you could say to the 1% to reach out to them, maybe something that they could learn, or if you're angry, or if you have some need to admonish them, what have you, just anything you could say to them, what would it be?
Wow, that's a big question. It brings a lot of thoughts into my head and a lot of things I would want to say.
We have all the time in the world. You can make this interview 15 minutes if you want. Go ahead.
But believe it or not, I think the thing I would say, and it may mean nothing to them, but it'll come to pass, is this, to the 1%. As it was said by the Master, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And the meek shall inherit the earth.
That's all you got?
Well, I think that comes up to, it says a lot. But
it does, it says a lot. But
it says a lot, but to go on to say, you know, I think that they're living a lifestyle, they're living in a world where it's unsustainable, their lifestyle, and that it's going to come down, their opulence is going to come down, their presumption is going to come down, and I asked them to ask themselves why they feel the need to live in greed. You know, they're driven by greed. They're not just happy with 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, or 4 million, or 5 million. They always have to have more and more and more and more. So I asked them, you know, to me, I know it's naive to think that you can speak to someone like that who's in that mindset to change, you know, but it's possibly good, you know. If I could look at someone who's a billionaire in the eyes and all they do are money-hungry people, if I could look them in the eyes and say there are children starving in this world, there are children who don't have, you know, there's more food in a trash can in an American city than there's food for miles in certain parts of this world, you know, in a city, in any random city trash can in the city right now. You know, and this person wastes more money than some people in this world will make in an entire lifetime. And if I could somehow appeal to how selfish they are, and appeal to them, and appeal to their good nature, not put them down, but appeal to the goodness in them, to have a change of heart, to appeal to the humanness in them and the compassion, and basically try and teach them how unselfish they are. You know, that's what I would try and do.
Awesome. Your answer...
I mean, how selfish they are, not unselfish.
Right. Your answer inspired a fourth question from me. So would you say that in a sense, people that are born into opulence, people that are born with great wealth are almost, as far as their psychology is concerned, a slave to being a master? Do you think they're enslaved by their position?
I think so. I think, I personally have met some very wealthy people, and they seem very detached from reality, from real life. it seems like they are a slave to unreality. Basically, they're a slave to this sub-reality of very comfortable living, and they don't know the real world. They don't know what it is to struggle, and they're very unreal because everything around them is they've always had. They've never had to get real to get anything. You know, most people in this world have to grow up and get real to get anything. When it's just handed down to them, I think the psychological makeup of the person is damaged, and I think they have to be taught humanism. They have to be taught compassion. They have to be taught what it is, you know.
So then they deserve our compassion in a way.
I feel that. I'm always for compassion and appealing to people's higher nature. You know, I'm not a person who believes in aggression or fuck the police or that type of stuff that we see sometimes in these protest and demonstrations. I'm a person who believes in bringing out the goodness in the person in front of me. Because even though a lot of people believe that perhaps there is no goodness in these millionaires, well, maybe there is a little bit of goodness. And if that could be brought out and cultured, and that little seed of goodness could be watered, and they could have a change of heart, I think that's a route. And people may have an argument that I'm naive or that I'm an idealist. Well, yes, I'm an idealist, and absolutely. I feel that you have to change people by helping them change themselves, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.